So I thought it might be a good idea to show you what tagging does when it comes to any particular platform you're using. I use Kartra to tag my stuff. So I've just uploaded a video, and in that video I can tag certain elements. But I just want you to know what tagging actually does. So if you imagine that this, I'm having my colors, I like my colors. So if you imagine that this is the journey of the reader, the viewer, the customer, the client, the subscriber, through all of your different offers, that's the journey that they go on. This may be an entire sequence of emails. This may be a product funnel. This may be just one simple video. Let's say it's one video. Let's say this video is 3 minutes long. So what you can actually do is you can tag in certain programs. You can tag from 0 to 3 minutes. You can pick at certain times, and you can say, okay, so this is 90 seconds in. Once again, I wish I was using a pen and not a mouse, but anyway, seconds in. Let's say this is 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, and so on. So what I like to do is I like to say, all right, if somebody gets to here, I want to give them a tag. I want to tag them that says that they reached the 30-second mark. I want to tag them. I want to tag them again if they reach the 60-second mark. Obviously, I want to tag them if they reach the 90-second mark. Oh, it's excruciating. And I want to tag them if they reach the 3-minute mark. 3-minute mark. Now, why do I do this? First of all, if somebody starts watching my 3-minute video, they get to 30 seconds and then they don't watch the rest of it. That can tell me, if everyone starts doing that, they can tell me that my video is probably not terribly interesting. It's not engaging, certainly not in the beginning. So I can split test a number of different videos to make sure that the engagement is high and keeps them there. If somebody watches 30 seconds, gets to 60 seconds and disappears, and people consistently disappear after 60 seconds, then I would say there was something about the beginning that was good, but then between 30 and 60, I lost them. Otherwise, I would have lost them in the first 30 seconds. And so on. You get to 90 seconds, but you lose them after that. You need to work out how long your videos need to be based on, do you get a consistent rate of people completing the entire video? And the only way to know if that's the case or not is for you to tag people. And so I've drawn these like they're a little tag or a little post-it note. Imagine that someone's literally walking through your house and you are saying to them, cool, come through here and I'll show you the garage, and then I'll show you the kitchen, and then I'll show you upstairs with all the bedrooms, and I'll show you all these different places. And then out the back, I'll show you my fantastic little tiki bar I have by the pool. Okay, great. You would need to effectively say, once you get to the garage, you give them a little tag that says, visited the garage. They definitely visited the garage. And then they move to the kitchen, and then you put a little tag on them that says that they definitely visited the kitchen. And then they definitely went upstairs and saw the bedrooms, and then they definitely got out the back and they saw the tiki lounge. Then you would know later on that they have seen all the different areas of your house that you're showing them. If there are gaps, then probably they didn't get a tag here, which means you could show them that later on. When it comes to putting tags in your videos, for instance, you could say that at the 30-second mark, this is where I introduce the product. At the 60-second mark, this is where I tell them the bonuses. And at the 90-second mark, this is where I make my offer. And then the rest of it, I just talk in great detail about how great this is going to be for them and why they should buy. If people start leaving just after the offer, well, as long as they're buying, then cut the rest of the video. And if they're not buying, then the rest of the video needs to shrink right down. And this section needs to take all of this and put it just into that small amount so that you can save yourself a great deal of time by cutting this out and focusing your attention on making money out of that section, getting the sale. That said, as I say, if you tag people and you know that the people that watched this much went immediately to your checkout and purchased, then you actually don't need the rest of that video. So that's why tagging is really great, and it's pretty important to get the tags right. If you just tag that somebody watched this video, well, how long did they watch it for? You won't know. And if you only tag people who watched the entire video, you'll miss all sorts of data along the way about people who watched only certain sections of it. So tagging is really important, and it's really quite cool, actually. It's a really great way to gather data and create automations. So now on that, automations. You can create tags, videos, follow-ups. You can do this in Kartra. I presume you can do this in other systems. But you can do this based on, if you want to send an email out that everybody gets sent this. They click on the link and everybody starts to watch this video. Then you want to send out a series of emails. Everyone else makes this look so much easier. Everyone gets, that's meant to be envelopes. Everybody gets this sequence of emails, okay? So everybody goes into this very first video, and you'll have some people that will watch the entire thing. Fantastic. If that's the case, then this tag will produce a different set of emails to one where people watch this one. They watch 30 seconds, but they go no further. There would be no point sending them all to the same sequence. So if somebody watches all the way through here and they purchase, you want to send them a particular sequence of emails. If they watch all of this and don't purchase, you want to send them a different sequence of emails. If somebody watches 60 seconds but no more, send them a different sequence. Do you see what I'm saying? Because if this only introduces the deal, only introduces the problem, but they get no further, then they didn't hear your solution and they didn't see the price. If they hear the problem and they hear your solution, but they didn't get the product or the price, then you're going to need to send them an email that drops them right back in at this section. If they got this far to the price, but they didn't hear the follow-up here, which is like really, really awesome and gets them even more excited, and they didn't go straight to the cart, then you're going to want to drop them into a different email sequence that drops them in right here where they left off. And this can all be set up in advance and completely automated. And then these tags, and once again, this is what happens in Kartra. I don't know about anywhere else, but these tags can be made to automatically expire. So you might create one that says anybody who watched the entire video, give them a tag of hot lead. And after a certain time, you might say a day, a week, a month, a year, whatever you want, that tag, hot lead, expires. And that way, if you have an automated follow-up sequence, it keeps targeting the hot lead, and eventually it just gets to the point where that just expires and that person is no longer a hot lead. Or even better, you can then have it automated so that hot lead after a certain amount of time becomes warm lead, after a certain amount of time becomes cold lead, after a certain amount of time automatically unsubscribes them. So that's what tagging basically is. That's how it works. If you imagine it's like taking someone through your house and tagging, they've seen the garage, they've seen the kitchen, they've seen the upstairs bedrooms, they've seen the tiki lounge by the pool out the back, and all of these other ones they've missed. So you can funnel them into these exact sections that they've missed so that they don't miss a trick along the way. Okay, hope that's been of some use. If you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, there'll be more of this coming up.